Hey everyone, it's Jason and this is your cruise news update. And we have a Florida attorney that was arrested after allegedly attacking a senior citizen on their cruise. Do you drink the tap water when you go on a cruise? After seeing this video, you might not ever again. And I need your opinion on this last one. Do you think children belong at a bar during happy hour on a cruise? Also, stick around to the end as I have a fun story that you're not going to want to miss. So cruise story number 1, and this video might stop you from ever drinking tap water on a cruise ship again. Now, I personally drink tap water. And after seeing this video right here that was posted on Facebook from the Carnival Miracle, I have to say I took a step back, and all my cruises that I had planned, I went ahead and ordered bottled water to the cabins. So the passenger took a white towel and put it underneath a sink on the Carnival Miracle. Now this is a 2-minute video, so I won't do the whole thing. And obviously you can see it's a clean towel, and I've watched the whole video. They don't switch the towel out or anything like that. And at the end of 2 minutes, this was the end result. Yikes, that is gross. Now, many people in the comments said this is exactly why I don't drink tap water on a cruise. I don't bring my Yeti, I don't do any of that. I drink bottled water. Now, others said the water is perfectly safe to drink and there is no reason not to drink it. I'm like, speak for yourself. I'm not drinking that. That's gross. They went on to say, if you did this at home, you'd have the same result. Well, I tested it. And after 2 minutes, my towel was completely white. So I have no idea what they're talking about because my tap water never did that. Do you drink bottled water or tap water? And would a video like this affect what you would do moving forward? I did for me. I'm out. No more tap water on a cruise ship. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. So cruise story number 2, and I want your opinion on this because this has blown up all over the cruise boards, is should kids be allowed in the bars during happy hour on a cruise? And so what happened is a passenger was on the Celebrity Apex. They posted, they went down to happy hour and they went to the Martini Bar. Now the Martini Bar is a popular area because the bartenders are not only bartenders, but they're entertainment. They're doing songs and dancing. They're throwing bottles up in the air. It's a really cool thing to see. It's kind of like a little show. Well, parents like to put their kids, there to see that. And there was multiple kids sitting at the bar top. Now, one could argue there is tons of seating in that area, and all they would have had to do is just sit back off of the bar. Now, the response has been pretty crazy. I've seen it posted about 4 other times, about 2,000 total comments, and it's one way or the other. And the one usually is from parents, if you don't like kids, go on Virgin Voyages. And then you see the response back, or parents could just be responsible and do the right thing. It's really interesting to see people going back and forth. Now, what I'll say is, do kids belong at bars, especially at happy hour and into the evening? At the bar top? No, they don't. But is it going to ruin your cruise? No. Just move on. Who cares? If a parent can't figure that out, then you know what? Shame on them. Whatever. Move on. And what I think a lot of this is, many of the cruise lines, like Celebrity Cruises, has tried to be more family friendly, inviting more families on their cruise ships. And some of the older cruisers that have been on Celebrity for years, they don't like that change. I've seen this in person. So when anybody posts anything, is Celebrity family friendly with kids? No, they'll be bored. Don't come. I'm like, wow, that's an interesting response. That's my opinion. What do you guys think? So before I get to cruise story number 3, I would ask that you please like this video and consider subscribing, as it does help the channel grow. If you could do that for me, I'd greatly appreciate it. Thanks so much. So cruise story number 3, and this is a wild one. As a 38-year-old Florida attorney, Philip Ortiz, has been arrested for allegedly attacking a 67-year-old passenger on the Norwegian Encore. So what happened was, shortly before 2 p.m., Ortiz, the attorney, and his family were trying to go into a hallway that wasn't open yet. Now, we can presume by that they were trying to go through those big, heavy fire doors to get to their cabin. You know, people line up there waiting to get in. And the 67-year-old passenger said, "Hey, you can't do that. You can't go in there. It's not open yet." And Ortiz looks at him and says, "How dare you tell me what to do?" And pushes him. Well, he pushes back. Then the wife gets involved. And he pushes the wife back. Well, this angers Ortiz, and he just knocks him down. Then he's trying to get in the door again. And the passenger gets up and grabs the door. And that's when it all broke loose. Ortiz knocks him to the ground, and the 67-year-old passenger is knocked unconscious. Ortiz and his family leave, not checking on him, nothing. They're done with him. And so passengers check on the passenger who fell and is unconscious, and they find no pulse. They administer CPR, and he is sent to a Miami hospital. Now, deputies, they interview all the passengers. They look at surveillance video because obviously in those hallways, there is right there a lot of there's going to be cameras. And it all corroborated everything that the victim said. How wild is this? Over going to your cabin. Now, this is what I kind of said in the last story. You know what? There is going to be people on cruise ships that are going to do things that are going to upset you. And it's your choice on how to react. Is what he did, the Florida attorney, allegedly, is that right? No, it's not. But people are crazy these days. You would think a Florida attorney would understand this and be able to take himself out of this situation. Apparently, he's been an attorney for 13 years. It's wild to me. But you also have to understand how people are reacting to things like this. They think it's their right to do whatever the heck they want. Well, let them. If it's not hurting anybody, okay. So you were there first. Let them walk through the door. I'm one of those that would have been like, "Hey, it's not open yet." That was me in the past. My wife's gone, "You know what? It's not worth it anymore." And she's right. So I tell you what I do. I stand out in the middle. And I'll let everyone jam, themselves and rush the door. And we wait for about 4 minutes. And then we walk down the hallway, and it is no big deal. I have absolutely learned to chill on cruise ships because the reactions of people are nuts, as stated in this story right here. It's a terrible story. Someone 30 years in age attacking a senior citizen. Now, did he egg it on? I have no idea. Now, his attorney has said there's a different side to this story. We'll see. Deputies say that's not what is on the videos or in the eyewitnesses. Pretty bizarre situation. What do you think about this? Let me know in the comments. And let's end this video on a positive note. Now, I think this is a cool story, and I've been following it for months, as a passenger lost their keys on the Celebrity Constellation on the last cruise from the United States back in April of this year. So they had an air tag attached to their keys, and they've been watching it sail all throughout Europe all summer long. Well, the Constellation was due to come back to the United States out of Tampa, and they asked on Reddit, "Hey, if anyone's on board, could you help me find my keys? I'll take care of you." Well, a passenger said, "Hey, I got 16 days. I'm going on a scavenger hunt. We're going to find these keys." They went to the cabin, left a note on their door, seeing if they might have been there. And then they went down to guest services. And they said, "Hey, ding the air tag. Let's see if they're there." And they were in the lost and found on the Celebrity Constellation. This is the customer service rep here, holding them with a big smile. She said they got back to Tampa and they mailed them back to the owner. What a fun story that is. So I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you again for the continued support. And until I talk to you soon, happy cruising.